Have you ever felt like the world is too loud to truly hear yourself think? That amidst all the endless conversations, digital notifications, and daily noise, you struggle to grasp the true essence of what's important? Stop scrolling, because today, in this episode of Stoic Sorcery Comic Insights, we're revealing the untapped magic of listening. But not just any kind of listening. This is about listening to the whisper of wisdom itself. Let me take you into this story. Imagine a cluttered market square, bustling with vendors shouting their prices, children laughing, and musicians playing lively tunes. This is the external world we live in, loud, fast, and relentless. Yet even in the chaos of that market, there's an old shop at the corner, inside of which lies silence. It's run by a mysterious figure, the Stoic Sorcerer. Tall, cloaked in deep indigo robes, with golden threads stitched in ancient patterns, their face half shadowed by a hood. People come to them not for goods, but for guidance. Today, a young bard, eager to capture the perfect song, visits the Sorcerer. I've traveled across kingdoms, heard the best choirs and ballads, yet my heart feels barren, he confides. The Sorcerer, with a piercing but calm gaze, replies, "It is not more noise you need, but deeper understanding of the silence. You see, in our lives, true wisdom doesn't shout, it whispers, waiting to be discovered. But how can we hear that whisper when we're lost in external noise and even louder inner chatter? That's where the art of Stoic listening comes alive. First, let's break down the essence of listening. So often, when we listen, we're simply waiting for our turn to speak, aren't we? The very act of listening has been reduced to a transactional bridge. Get it done quickly, move on. But real listening goes far beyond. It's about being receptive, like an empty cup waiting to be filled, without judgment, without interruptions. The Sorcerer teaches the bard 3 spells for becoming an adept listener: presence, observation, and reflection. The first spell, presence. The Sorcerer explains, to truly listen, you must first exist entirely in the moment, not in yesterday, nor in tomorrow, but in now. This resonates with today's overload of emails, texts, and multitasking that robs us of true presence. Do you check your phone while someone speaks? Or glance at the clock as someone shares their story? Guilty? This spell asks, no, demands you to give your full attention. Quiet your mind. Anchor yourself. The second spell, observation. The Sorcerer demonstrates this beautifully. Facing the bard, they remain utterly silent, watching his posture, gestures, even the hesitation in his voice. Then they say, your phrases stumble, yet your movements are fluid. You clash between fear and confidence, don't you? The bard is stunned. The Sorcerer had spoken to who he was, not just what he said. Observing isn't just about watching, it's about perceiving energy, tone, silence between words. Often, what's unsaid is what matters most. Finally comes the third spell, reflection. After hearing someone, you don't rush to advice or solutions. Reflection is like holding a mirror up to the speaker. Reiterate what you understand. Validate feelings. The Sorcerer asks the bard, what do you feel about your own music? Not what others say, not its applause. What do you feel? That question alone echoes within the bard, unlocking truths buried under years of external pursuits. While these 3 spells, presence, observation, and reflection, seem straightforward, practicing them is another realm entirely. The world today lures us with distractions. It convinces us that a loud voice is better than a quiet ear. The Stoic Sorcerer challenges this lie. Now picture this. If someone listened to you with full, undivided attention, not correcting, not thinking about their reply, but quiet, focused, wouldn't you feel seen, respected? Imagine the power you could wield if you granted that gift to others. So, How do you practice these spells? Start small. Engage in a single uninterrupted conversation. Leave your phone aside. Make eye contact. Observe not just what is being said, but how. Are there patterns, contradictions? When responding, don't jump to conclusions. Instead, ask questions that deepen understanding. Nod as if you are accepting a treasure map rather than skimming a brochure. Detachment is another key discipline here. Being a Stoic listener isn't about agreeing or disagreeing. It's about neutral reception. If someone vents their anger, don't absorb or react emotionally. Be a still lake, reflecting but not polluted by stormy words. This is where Stoicism shines most uniquely. By listening without taking things personally, you become the calm amidst a hurricane, the silent shop within the bustling market. Still, let's not limit this art to others' voices. The greatest wisdom awaits within. Most of us are strangers to ourselves because the internal chatter is deafening. Thoughts on bills, relationships, emails, they race endlessly like an unyielding orchestra. How often do you pause to just listen to your breath? Silence your surroundings. Hear the faint whisper of your intuition. Listening inward isn't passive. It's active attunement to your higher self. After all, how can you expect to understand the world if you don't understand yourself? Returning to the Bard's Tale, after several sessions with the Sorcerer and practicing these spells, something extraordinary occurs. One evening, playing his lute beside a quiet forest stream, he hears something, not from outside, but within. Not music, but clarity, purpose. He realizes his heart didn't crave melodies. It craved connection, narrative. No longer chasing external applause, he composes a song so profound yet simple, it moves villagers and royalty alike. Not because it's technically perfect, but because it resonates with truth. The bard's art transformed because he learned first to listen, outwardly and inwardly. The implications of these lessons reach across all areas of life. Imagine listening to nature the next time you hike. Surrender to the rustling of leaves, water flowing through creeks. Observe how the elements flow in harmony without rushing. Or imagine listening to yourself during periods of frustration, reframing self-criticism into understanding. Finally, think about listening to loved ones, sensing not just their words, but their humanity. Empathy awakens there. Solutions bloom there. If you want to wield the same profound magic, remember this mantra from the Stoic Sorcerer. Wisdom is not taught, it is heard. And hearing requires silence. Silence from distraction. Silence from preconceived notions. Silence from ego. So, the real question is, are you willing to truly listen? If you are, I promise your perspective will change in unimaginable ways. With every person you meet and every fleeting moment you embrace, you will carry the whisper of wisdom within. Now is the time to give this gift to yourself. One conversation, one moment of silence, one whisper at a time. The Stoic Sorcerer's shop may exist only in stories, but the practices, the spells, these are as real and transformative as the air we breathe. Use them and watch your life resonate with purpose and connection. Say it with me. I will listen. And as you do, you'll find that the world quiets and wisdom begins to speak.